Hello everyone, welcome back to another daily update. My name is Akash and today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin and discuss what's happening with it. Right, before we get into that, I already posted, I just want to give you a quick intro about myself. I posted this particular trade that I've shown here on my on my Telegram group yesterday night, where my take profit level 1 was, just a sec, this is not one. Yep, so basically this was my first take profit level, and the 21.7k is my second take profit level. So far, the take profit level one's been hit. I should have taken partial profits, but I feel like the Monday's low was already created, right? So I feel like the price is gonna move back up into the Monday's low and then go higher. But so far, that's not happened, right? Either way, I've took my profits here. I'm sitting on the sidelines now to see what's gonna happen. Right, the 200-week moving average is basically the deciding factor on where Bitcoin price is going to go from a lower time frame perspective. Right, if the price breaks down the 200-week moving average, then I'm pretty sure we're going to retest 21.7k. There is a high probability that the price bounces from here and resumes this rally that we've been seeing going for quite some time. Right, but if this level fails to hold, there is a very slight chance that it could come down to 20.7k and sweep the lows formed here. Right, so this is basically what I'm expecting from a low time frame perspective, a retest of 21.7k followed by a potential sweep of 20.7k level, basically to collect liquidity resting below the lows formed on 18th and 13th of July, 26th of July. So now that the short term or the low time frame perspective outlook is out of the way, I want to talk about how this all fits into the larger narrative that I've been talking about, right? So before we get into that, I want to talk to you about this particular chart here, right? I've been discussing this chart, I think, since this bear flag was formed somewhere in March, right? I've been talking about the void here, which extends from 29.5k all the way down to 12k. The void is basically an area where not a lot of volume was traded when Bitcoin price rallied, basically from 24th August to Jan 2021. So basically between the August 2020 and Jan 2021, Bitcoin price rallied a massive, I think it was 340%, approximately 270%, where there was not a lot of volume traded. So there is an inefficiency that was created, right? This is what I've named this inefficiency as the void here. And once price produced a daily candlestick close below 29.5k, perhaps in a weekly candlestick close, that was the trigger, right? After that, you can see that the price totally crashed like extremely quickly, came down, retested this only high volume node here, extending at 19,065. Now, the 2022 volume profile here that you see here shows that the highest traded volume in all of 2022 is around 20.6k, roughly 20.7k, right? So once this area breaks down, I feel like Bitcoin price is going to crash all the way down to 13k, anywhere from 13k to 12k basically is where I'm expecting a macro bottom to occur for Bitcoin, right? But is this going to happen right away where the price comes down and like boom, it's going to go down? I don't think so. I feel like there's going to be an uptrend before the price actually comes down. And if you look at this particular leg down here, you can see if I just draw a fib here, I'll do it in a different chart, but we've already retested the midpoint, right? But usually price doesn't stop here. Price goes a little higher. If you consider this midpoint as a fair price, we're currently in a discount mode, but the price has to reach premium, right? Above anything above the fair value price is called as the premium, and so far we've not reached premium. I feel like there's going to be one leg down followed by a move up into the premium. So where is that premium level where the price usually reverses? It's pretty simple. I'm expecting it to reverse around this level here, which is 27.5k, but we could go all the way up to 28.7k, mainly because on a daily time frame you can see that there was quite a bit of struggle that took place here, right? So somewhere around this level, 28.6k to 28.7k is what I feel like there's going to be a macro, not a macro, but a dead cat bounce top for Bitcoin. So something like this followed by a move up here is what I'm expecting to take place for Bitcoin in the coming days, right? So let me just adjust this a little so it reflects my views. so that I can post this on Twitter, right? A move down to 21.7K, followed by a move up to 70.5K, and then a major crash, followed by a swift move down to this area, right? So this is what I'm expecting to happen in Bitcoin price over the coming days, right? Let me just explain that on a different chart here. Right. So as you can see, right now, the only thing that's stopping Bitcoin from going higher or from going lower basically is the 200-week moving average, as you can see here, which is hovering around 28.9K. So once we get a breakdown of this, there are two things that could happen, right? In here on a 1 hour time frame, you can see that my second target is around 21.7K. But if you look back a little, you can see that there's a double bottom that was formed here at my second take profit level, which is 20.7K. So I'm expecting a sweep of 20.7K before we actually make an uptrend. But like I said, there's a possibility where the price could do something like this and then go up to that level that I just spoke about, which is somewhere around 28.this K, right? And then we get a move down, right? Either we bounce off 21.7K or we bounce off 20.7K. This. So basically, this is my short-term outlook, mid-term outlook for Bitcoin, right? And this particular move to 28.8K basically fulfills all of the inefficiencies formed here. As you can see here, the price formed an inefficiency all the way extending up to 29.4K. So a move up here would, from a technical perspective, clear any inefficiencies present, right? On top of that, what's really important is that this will cause a lot of investors to kind of get excited about the start of a bull rally, right? So when the price does crash down, there's going to be multiple holders left stranded up here, right? So I feel like this is the perfect bait for newcomers into the market, right? I feel like that's what's going to happen. As for the target, right? I think it's in another chart. Hold up, it was here, right? So the target for the downside basically extends from 13.5K to 11.6K. This is what I'm expecting. So very quickly, let me just this, followed by a move up into this, and then a downswing. Into this level. Basically, this is what I'm expecting from Bitcoin. This is a macro bottom. Let's see how this goes. So yeah, that's my take on Bitcoin. Let's quickly move into Ethereum and discuss what's happening with Ethereum, right? Just like Bitcoin, I have also drawn a similar chart for Ethereum, which basically explores the idea of void, which extends from $964 to $383. And unlike Bitcoin's void, right, there's a couple of nuances to Ethereum. The first one is that there is a daily FVG that extends all the way down at 755. So once we get a breakdown of the volume point of control for 2022, which hovers around 11K, 1.1K, there's going to be a swift move down into the daily FVG at 755. On top of that, the high volume node for basically this void is around 591. So I feel like a $600 Ethereum could be a possibility in the coming weeks. But like I mentioned, this move is not going to happen right away. But I feel like right now, as you can see here, there's been a massive resistance at 1730. The price has produced a good 3-day candlestick close below this particular resistance level. So like I'm expecting Bitcoin price to go down to 20.7K in a worst case scenario on a lower time frame perspective. So with that in mind, I feel like we're first going to see a downtrend where the price could either bottom around 1500 level or 1280, which is basically the range high of this consolidation. Right, let's explore why 1280 and 1500 is pretty important before we go into the scenarios where I explained Bitcoin, where Ethereum price could go up to 2200. right? So right. So my take on Ethereum is also pretty simple, right? I've basically used this volume profile to observe how this rally basically from 13th July to 29th July took place, right? As you can see, the rally was impressive, but it created a lot of inefficiencies as it moved up. The only ones we're going to be watching is anything above 1200, right? Because there was quite a bit of consolidation here. So let's ignore this gap that you see here. But anything above this level here, which is 1350, is valid, right? The volume point of control for this particular rally is basically at 1500, which is what I mentioned, right? 1500 is going to be a crucial level. But there is also an FVG, a 4-hour FVG at 1470. So if Bitcoin price goes down to 21.7K, the level equivalent for that on Bitcoin price is 14, whatever this was, 1470. But if Bitcoin price goes all the way down to 20.7K, I feel like there's going to be a retest of 1283. Right? This is what I'm expecting. First target for Ethereum is 1470. Second target for Ethereum is 1280. Both of these places are going to be extremely important and a good buy levels. The reason why I'm expecting to buy here is because of the Ethereum merge that's happening. That's going to take place in September. So hopefully by then we'll have reached 2200 for Ethereum and roughly 28K for Bitcoin. Right. So with merge around the corner, I feel like a bounce on either of these two levels here is going to trigger another massive leg up to 2100 to 2300. Now the reason why these levels are important is pretty obvious. Right, if you look at this particular chart here, yeah, you can see that the first level of support was around 1730, but anything above that, you can see there was a huge support around 2200, 2300. So anywhere from 2300 to 2100 is where I feel like is going to be a local top for Ethereum, right? So to summarize, once we get a bounce off of 1500 or 1280, the local top is going to form somewhere around 2200. And then I'm hoping to see a massive crash into this void, perhaps a bottom at 600. But in an extremely worst case scenario, we could head all the way down to this high volume node here at 383. So to conclude, right, the dead cat bounce scenario is pretty much still in play. I understand that there's a lot of complexities around the merge, which I've already explained in this particular video that I did yesterday. So in the future, my trade plan is going to be pretty simple, right? I'll explain it from a Bitcoin perspective. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to stay on the sidelines before Bitcoin price bottoms. I'm going to buy a little bit of spot Ethereum around 1500, and then I'm going to buy a little more around 1200 if we get that, and then I'm going to just stay away from spot. I'm just going to accumulate, right? Once that accumulation is done, I'm going to start loading up on futures. That's where I believe anywhere from 1200, 1500 to 2200, there's going to be a massive opportunity to play. And the altcoins that I'm going to be focusing on are all Ethereum centric altcoins, right? So let me just, the watch list is incomplete. So yeah, so these are the coins that rallied extremely well over the past few weeks, at least from July 13th, right? Ethereum, ENS, Matic, Optimism, Ethereum Classic, and Lido, right? But going forward, I feel like all of these coins are also going to rally. These are potential merge Ponzi's. I mean, not Ponzi's, but yeah, that's what I've named them. Ravencoin, a proof of work coin, Confluex, then there's Cardano, which is KDA, and then Nervos, Zilliqa, RVU. We've already seen Filecoin rally quite a bit. So all of these are basically storage coins. I feel like the hash rate from Ethereum is basically going to disperse into the forks that are going to be created during the upgrade, and the spillover effect could go into other proof of work coins. So these are the potential proof of work coins that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on, right? So yeah, basically, these are the altcoins that I'm going to be trading. These are the altcoins that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. I think the privacy coins also are going to rally, but that's particularly like this. Literally, there's no thesis behind it. I still have to see a narrative emerge. There's still nothing happening in that regard. So that is pretty much it for today's analysis, guys. If you enjoyed this session, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to give me a follow on Twitter at Mangyako with the 0 at the end. And basically click this link in my bio. It will and join my Telegram group. It's completely free. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking this link here in my bio and hitting the subscribe button. And also click on the bell icon so you don't miss out on any updates. So, yep, that's it, guys. Have a great day. Stay safe.